is the podcast. Today we got a special guest, you know what I'm saying? My man, Willie Joe.
That. What's going on?
How you doing, brother? My man.
Chilling out,
All right, so let's get it started. You from the Bay, correct?
Yes.
Okay, what part of the Bay you from?
From Vallejo, California, 707, stand up every time.
Definitely. Okay, so now growing up in Vallejo, how was that, inspired and how is that shaping your rap career?
Oh, completely. Just, growing up listening to people like Mac Dre, Mac Mall, E40, Young D-Boy, Sally Sell, people like that, just being right in my backyard. That's like being like the first music that I really like comprehended and vibed with. Like, it kind of pretty much shaped who I am right now. So I feel like I'm the new version of, of that Vallejo.
Definitely. I like that. Talking about Mac Dre, I mean, me myself growing up in the Bay, he's definitely inspiration. The hyphy moves, it, Dizzle dance, all that. Definitely still to this day the mascot of the Bay Area. So that's dope. Now let's talk about let's get into your rapping style. How would you describe yourself as far as lyrical, party guy, punchline, or a little bit of everything?
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of everything. Like, like very, very versatile, but really just keep when I say keep it Bay, I don't mean the sound. I mean just more so just, keeping it myself and really staying true to who I am and where I'm from. Like, you can hear the Bay, but it's more of a universal feel, It's like coming more from a universal standpoint to where, I don't really sound like, a lot of people tell me I don't sound like I'm from the Bay, but I think that's the beauty of me repping the Bay, because I could do it in the type of way that, can get related to a lot of people more than just the region, you know what I mean? So that's what I try to aim to do.
Okay, so let's talk about that. You have a unique sound. So as far as, looking into the future, how would you say, would you be able to, get on some top 40 tracks, some EDM tracks, some reggae tracks, and still come back, with a little bit of that Bay Area? Like, because you're so unique, how would you, describe that, or do you want to stay in one lane?
No, I just want to go wherever it's supposed to go. You know what I mean? Like, I'm more about the vibes, you know what I'm saying? I'm more about the moments, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so if I'm dropping out from the Bay, bro, and that's what's stuck and that's what people craving to, then that's what we doing, you feel me? But we going to keep dropping material, just as long as it stay quality and as long as it stay me, you know what I mean? I feel like it's going to go where it need to go. So if it's EDM down the line, if it's top 40 down the line, that's, that's to be continued. But right now, we going to keep dropping this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Hey, man, I definitely like that answer because I feel it's more of an organic. You want to give the people what they want. If this is what they want, trying some new things, definitely, but you want to give the people what they want.
Exactly.
Okay, so as far as the Bay Area, how do you feel about the Bay Area rap scene, from yesterday, 90s, 2000s to now? How do you feel about it?
I feel like the 90s was the start and at one time the biggest ever, like, you know what I mean, from the JT, the Bigger Figure days, and Messy Marvin, and just that whole movement of just everybody was getting really major deals and was getting real checks and dropping that quality music, that mob music, you feel me? But then like 2000s, hyphy movement came.
Man.
And I feel like branding wise, marketing wise, and just like getting everywhere. Because when you from the Bay and you grow up from the Bay,
of course,
like you just want the whole world to know about the Bay. I felt like that was the first time that the whole world was knowing about the Bay
Area,
New York cats, the Philly cats, overseas, everybody was just knowing about the Bay. But I feel like the music maybe didn't all the way, match how the 90s was, as far as just the quality goes. A lot of people that was dropping it, but there was a lot of people just, taking advantage of it too. But the crazy part about the hyphy movement is I wasn't here for none of the hyphy movement. Like, I was in Atlanta.
Right.
Where and I was there for like 6 years. So I kind of feel like right now is like what I would have done in the hyphy movement. Like, I feel like I'm outliving that right now. Like, you feel me? Like, I don't want to label it like no new hyphy or nothing like that. It's just, I'm just organically doing stuff, and I'm noticing the stuff that's sticking. It's the more representative songs, you know what I mean? Like Montel, it's like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm from the Bay, bro, now, you know what I'm saying? I feel like this is what I would have done if I was a part of it.
We're gonna get into your track, I'm from the Bay. I'm from the Bay, bro. But let me ask you this, so how long have you been rapping? Like, as far as your career goes, how long?
Career-wise, that's probably about a long time. Since about
Man,
it's
okay, man,
like a decade,
okay. So let's go from now. Let's get back to I'm from the Bay because I definitely want to talk about the Atlanta experience. I want to get your take on New York, Atlanta, the West Coast, LA, back to the Bay. I definitely want to get it, but let's talk about I'm from the Bay, bro.
Yeah.
You know, I definitely feel it's a vintage, West Coast Bay Area track, but it just has a hint of that smooth with it. We definitely love that Bay Area bass, but that one, that boom boom boom, it's real smooth with it. So, what was the method behind the madness? What were you thinking, while producing and making that song? Like what was that about?
Man, it just happened. We was in Atlanta. I was out there for Ep3 and BT Hip Hop Award.
Okay.
And we had a studio session, and I told Beat Rock, who was just the producer, he from Oakland. He was in Atlanta too working, so I told him to come to the studio. He was just playing beats, It was slapping, it was going. Then he had one beat that said, "I'm from the East, bruh." That's what the name of the beat was. Yeah. And I was like, "What's that?" And he was like, "Oh, that ain't nothing." And I was like, "Play that one." And he played it. Right. As soon as I heard that doom doom doom, that's the first thing I said was,
"We got to change that up. we got to do this
I was
right."
Like, I'm from the Bay, bro.
Right.
The first thing I said, and then everybody in the room was like, "That's it." And then we just recorded it. You know what I mean? Mixed it, put it out, and then seen E40 at the Macklemore show backstage, just chilling. Then we always seen him. Of course, I'm from Vallejo, so I always knew him, but we never really worked together. Like, you feel me? And I just felt like this was the right song, and I sent it to him. He did it, and it was on and popping.
Honestly, from a DJ standpoint, from a consumer standpoint, just the overall, I love talking industry. That's really big. Because it's been very hard in the last couple of years for Bay Area artists to emerge. Look at you being in Atlanta. The network, you grow it as big as you can. Really,
exactly.
I respect that. So to E40, who's a Bay Area legend, still on the mainstream scene, off top. Shout out to 40.
Yeah,
man. For him to get on the song, that was big right there.
Yeah.
I saw the video. Legit, so that's definitely dope. Now let's get back into it. So how would you comparing, the Atlanta scene, the New York scene, the LA scene, and the Bay scene, why are we so different in the fact that it's so hard for the Bay Area artists to emerge and, let's get it popping, get that money, man, get that mainstream, success.
Man, I think we different in a positive way, just off creativity and just off, like, being real authentic and, like, and just really, like, the live lifers, like, you feel me? Like, we really do what people mimic and people, try to do. I think downfall was make us different from New York and Atlanta is the business.
Man.
You feel me? And just having that all the way intact and understanding business too, and just certain, like, situations that might occur, understand how, that could benefit you if you did it that kind of way, and instead of, like, just shutting things down automatically. Like, I feel like everybody, is focused on the right away, the immediate, but don't have the long term in mind. So when it happened for them, they don't know what to do. They just lost, like, trying to with their head cut off, and then just, and we always end up back square one a year later. But I can say, like, lately, like, last couple of years, people have been stepping up and really handling business, like G-Eazy's, the HBKs. Like, it's real great examples now coming out the Bay of how to do this right and how to, once you find your lane, stick to it and kill it.
Wow, you just brought up a couple good points. I want to talk with one, because we have so much raw talent in the Bay. Why is there that we're creative, talented, but when it comes to the business point, it's just something that's not connecting? Because I definitely agree that the Bay Area, we can be very original, but the problem is that, as far as you said that earlier, the branding, let people know, this is the East Coast, this is the South, this is LA, this is the Bay,
exactly.
Marketing that, we have such a lifestyle, but we've never been able to imprint it and let them know that this is the music from the Bay, When I think of Southern California, growing up, it was Dr. Dre, Corrupt, NWA, that was it,
Yeah,
and
then G-Funk.
Man, what I'm saying? There, some of the main pioneers of, gangster rap coming out of there, and it was Dre producing all, that when you hear that tone, you like, that's the West Coast, that's an LA beat, and then, here comes these Bay Area guys, we was always a little funky with it, dancing like that, and then, the 2000s come, and then that Bay Area bass just takes over like that. So why is there a drop off on the business part, as far as, you know, the longevity?
You know, we all go off our examples. So a lot of us that, you know, let's do this music that's probably from the Bay. We don't start off with a lot of, you know what I'm saying, a lot of guidance. We start off with jumping in head first and just mimicking what we see and just trying to figure it out as we go. You feel me? And you know, and there's so many people that have their own things going on, like that might know the answer. They don't take the time to be like, hey, bro, let me, you know what I mean? Because they look at that like that's interfering with them trying to get to the top, because ain't nobody feel like they did it yet. So, you know what I mean? So it's just that crab in the bucket mentality.
Crab in the bucket, I've heard that before, man. Because I mean, just in the Bay, just being from around these parts, I'll definitely say I feel that we have the most confidence in the world, and that could be a good thing. But then it could also, it's a double-sided sword, double-edged sword right there, to where, you know, we're not putting the next person on, because then we can grow that. Now, let's take this interview to the next level. Who do you like working with? What producers, what artists right now are you really enjoying the time you're working with them and creating this good music?
Man, I like just always, you know, meeting new people and just continuing to, you know what I'm saying, elevate and continue to, you know, networking and just, you know, peep other people and they sounds like, you know, me and my boy Traxamillion, like we always, since the day one, we always, you know what I mean, had a great chemistry. So we work real cool. My favorite producer that I felt like I always did some dope with is DJQuam in Atlanta. You feel me? Legendary DJQuam. Like, he got crazy.
Okay.
But I always liked him, but with me, it's not even really like a one person or like that. It's just more so a sound and a vibe. You feel me? And if I get with you and we connect that way, then you know what I mean. We vibe.
Okay. That's what's up. Now, being from the Bay, you know, talking producers and, you know, artists, we stay, and I'm a DJ, so I always say we stay between the 90s BPM to 100. That's all we do. Something that, you know, we could, you know, groove to, boogie to, and the ladies could twerk to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, do you see yourself? You said that you just go where the vibe takes you. So I'm definitely saying, you know, are we gonna hear any trap songs? You know, Willie Joe and some trap. You know, some 60s, some 70s, some 130 BPMs like that, beats per minute. You know, for those who don't know that, but yeah, like that. Give them some trap music.
Definitely. If you know what I mean, if that vibe there can get me in the studio with that one that know what he doing with it. I feel like that's very possible, yeah.
Okay, good to hear that. So, 2015, what you got going for us, man?
Man, are we just flooding, man? You know what I mean? We just gonna get you this quality. We gonna drop, you know what I mean? We gonna drop these movements on you, these moments on you, cause
these
you know
interviews
on you, these shows on you, this sauce on you. You feel what they talking about? Like, you know, the whole 2014, it was all about I'm from the Bay, bro. All about branding that, all about the video, all about the single, getting it on iTunes right now. It was all about that. You feel me? And then 2015, it's still, you know what I mean? We still running with the campaign because that's what it is, but. We got the remix coming real soon. The remix, the mega remix with everybody on it. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, so many people. It's so dope. Watch out for that thing. Then after that, we're just gonna flood the market, man, with the real music. We got Dub Is Love coming Valentine's Day.
Okay.
You know what I mean? We got Irk on that thing. I got you know what I mean? Who else on that thing? Man, a couple other people on that thing. It's a dope project. All songs produced by my boy Seth.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Red Corvette powered it. It's a dope thing. Tree only. You got something coming 420. And the album Doper, man. It's coming. You feel me? And me and Stevie Joe, we got a project coming.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And me, Neff, and Cousin Feet, we got something coming too for the V. So I'm just really just working, networking, and just, you know what I mean? Seeing where it go, man.
Okay. So you've always been, have you ever been in a group? You know, or you always been an independent artist, any affiliations, you know?
Oh, but like, you know, growing up, we like this whole thing started from Waterboy. You see WBMG back there, that stand for Waterboy Music Group. And Waterboy, you know, was my childhood group that, you know, I started with in school. And, you know, shout out to Woodstock, shout out to Toot the Gooch, you know what I mean? Shout out to Dado Boy, shout out to Scrap, you know what I mean? So we started since school and we still, you know what I mean? We still day one partners to this day, you know what I mean? It was crazy because I always been in the group, and when I moved to Atlanta, that's when I was forced to be a solo artist because I was the only one that went to Atlanta. So, and I went to Atlanta right before it all the way, like, jumped like that. I went down to like $10 one-way ticket. Like, And my sister was going to Clark, so I was staying in her dorm for a little bit.
That Bay Area hustling, yeah.
You know what I mean? Then I got a job at the airport. Then so I was putting the money together. Then I get CDs.
Life,
yeah, exactly. And then, you know what I mean? Just was moving around, and I started doing showcases and stuff. And then that's when a year later I got signed to Show Enough Capital, Jazzy Faye. And, you know, then that fell apart. You feel me? The Jazzy Faye and then broke up, Show Enough. So that was, then I was stuck on Capital. And the person that signed me to Capital passed away. So it's like I was stuck on Capital for a few years, and I got out, and that's when I moved back to the Bay. I moved back to the Bay like, 2011, 2010, and that's when I did we did F&M. We formed a little super group, which was me, Tracks a Million, Neo the Gift, and Irk. You know what I mean? We never put the like project out. We just like, we had a few songs that was floating, had everybody talking, just really brought that fly. Like, I feel like we brought the fly to the Bay. You feel me? Not saying nobody wasn't fly before that, nothing, but just as far as image go, as far as just like, you know what I mean, how we presented ourselves and how we present ourselves is just a little different than how people picture the Bay. You know what I'm saying? They picture, you know, dreads, goals, big T-shirts, you feel me? We brought the, you know what I mean, the cool little, you know what I mean, swag and fitting shirts, you know what I mean, long sleeve, short sleeve, you know what I mean? So it did a real impact, but you know, and then, because Irk recorded right here in the sessions of F&M, you know what I mean, that we did. So that happened.
That was a big hit, definitely
and
a big hit.
Song just blew up, so everybody, you know, kind of just did what they did solo, and then that's when I came with the Monte Ellis song. And then 2011, and you know, it was turned up a little bit off that, then he got traded, and that stopped that, and we started, but we kept working though. You know what I mean? I just kept dropping tapes like Swaggy, Turned Up Then, and just seeing something stick, and then you know, then I did it home from the Bay, bro.
Okay.
And then now we here where we at right now, and we gonna just, you know what I mean, got their attention, and just hopefully we can just keep it going.
Man, I'm really appreciating just hearing your story, man, on this interview. Due to the fact that it's not all golden. It ain't all platinum. It ain't easy. You know, you on this label, but this person, you know, they break up and they not with the company no more. You with this person, unfortunately, somebody passes away. You gotta come back to the Bay, build it from the scratch. But you know what? You know, you've been through a lot. So it's, you know, just listening to your story, I really don't see too much that you haven't seen before. Yeah. You know, so that's dope. Not to mention you got the Atlanta connection over there still.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? It's good to get out of your environment. You know, I love traveling myself. I think it's dope to see the way people live and how they get their money. You know, you can take little things from there and tweak it and make it your own. You know what I'm saying? Knowledge is power, is that what they say. But I really do appreciate the fact that you're talking about the business and branding, because, you know, out here is all gas, no break. You know,
exactly.
And
literally,
man. So it's dope to hear you talk about, you know, really branding your image, because that's what it's going to last. You know what I'm saying? You do it the right way. It takes a little time, you know, but it's definitely going to last, man. So how do you see Willie Joe in the future? 2, 3, 5 years from now, what do you see in the future?
Expanding. You know what I mean? People that like the Willie Joe sound, you know, they'll still be able to get fed, but it's more about expanding for me and involving, like introducing new artists, giving, you know what I'm saying, and giving any knowledge that I've learned, you know what I'm saying, to the people coming up, and so we can keep this thing going, because I understand everybody got their moments and everybody got their time. So when it's your time, you know what I mean, soak it up and just prepare yourself for the next level of your life. So really in the future for me is the next level of my life, the next level of my career, you know what I'm saying, just elevating and watch something that I started in my mom's garage just blossom even more to something that I never even thought could be, you know what I mean?
Man, so just for any upcoming, you know, artists, producers, you know, do you have any advice for people in the, you know, the rap game, you know, the industry, the pros, the cons, you know, to do, what not to do? Any, you know what I'm saying? You've been through a lot.
Man.
You're doing a lot, you know.
Educate yourself. That's one, and that's, you know what I mean? I know people always say, like, when somebody like me, just to be real 100, like, I'm somebody that always been like, you know, I ain't got no plan B. I ain't never had a plan B ever in life. Like, you feel me? I never thought about college or nothing. I always thought about, you know what I mean, trying to get it and pursue my dream, which was dope, and it's a blessing that I'm even where I'm at right now. But just to be real, if I could take it back, I would have a plan B. You know what I'm saying? I would, and plan B to me is just educating yourself and gaining knowledge on other things. You feel me? Like, just so you can be sharp on all corners. You feel me? Like, you don't really want to always have to learn stuff head first. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's good to be prepared and enter it knowing what's going on. You feel me? You might get a little further. Like, so I would say, you know what I mean, just smash, and if this is what you really want to do, just prepare yourself for the work grind that thing out, man, and it'll happen for you. Straight up.
Man, touche, brother, touche. Really, I feel the same way. I totally understand. You know, in this day and age, the thing about it that there are not too many pioneers. You know, there are definitely not too many pioneers. You know, me being a DJ, I'm not a Grandmaster Flash. You know, Jazzy Jeff. You know, or you know any of those legends. You know, so definitely just being a DJ, a good DJ, isn't gonna cut it anymore. Not to mention when you got all this technology nowadays, you know, everybody's a DJ just like in the industry. Mm-hmm. Everybody producing, everybody rapping. Exactly. Now we starting to see that it's more about the production than the lyrics, you know, and it's now you getting, not that I'm a DJ, so it don't matter. If it slaps, I got to play it in the club, you know, regardless. Definitely, I'm from the Bay supporting the guy. I'm definitely playing your music in your club. Yeah. But at the same time, I know it hurts when you just like, man, it's all about the vibe. I really want it to be organic. I want to, you know, really deliver this message to my fans, to the crowd. But then you got guys who, they get a dope sound, don't really think about too much. It's super repetitive, and bam, they go on gold and platinum. You know, and that's the main reason why you know what I'm saying, you really got to have a plan B. Not necessarily saying that, you know, I'm a DJ, I'm doing this interview right now, but you know, it's what builds the brand, as you said about that. If you don't have the resource. I mean, I'm looking at this, you know, this big screen TV and all this. Not everybody could afford that, but at the same time, you don't necessarily have to be better. You could always be different. You know, you said during the hyphy movement, which has been the peak in the Bay Area in the last decade, and you said you weren't even here. So you doing your thing right now. This is, you know, you doing it right now. This is, and hey, everybody got a different story and a different journey, man. So it's definitely dope, man. I definitely got to do this again with you. You know what I'm saying? When you get the next project, I don't rock with you at. I mean, how many concerts have I seen you at? So I've seen you on Instagram. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I respect. This is why I'm like, okay, I got to interview this guy because I respect the hustle. Yeah. Thank God for Instagram, social media. You know, like that. But I respect the hustle. You got anything else to say, you know what I'm saying, for this interview? Yeah,
man. Shout out to my boy Serge Knight, man. This is his, you know what I mean, establishment right here, man. You know what I mean, letting us in. My iTunes distribution, shout out to them. Shout out to WBMG and, you know, Cost to Hang Gang, man. And we just working, man. Dub is love coming Valentine's for the ladies. You know what I'm saying?
There we
go. You know what I mean? So I'm going to switch you up. You know what I mean? So, like, this year, I'm just showing you all my sides, man, all my layers, you know what I mean? So it can lead up to the whole complete project, which is the album. So I'm just dropping a little love.
Doing it right. Doing it right.
The first move is... Dub is Love coming Valentine's. I'm from the Bay, bruh. Single is out on iTunes. Mixtape is out on live mixtapes.
Support.
And remix on the way. New singles on the way. Yeah.
Get your shout out. What's your social medias? Your Instagram, your Twitter.
At Willie Joe WB. That's the Twitter. That's the Instagram. That's everything. WillieJoeWB.com. And yeah, like that, man. Shout out to the whole team. You know what I mean? DJ Ambidextrous, I see you. You know what I mean? My boy Say Sanchez, Grams is on the way. My brother Marquise, his EP coming. DJ Ambidextrous, album coming. Q Valentine. My little homie David, man, 16-year-old, man, he go crazy. You feel me? So we just trying to build, man, and get it right, man. Keep it quality and keep it fresh and keep it dub.
And well, you heard it here first. You know what I'm saying? This is your boy DJQuam. This is the podcast. We had Willie Joe today. Let's get it. Appreciate it. Dope.